Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, starting about a minute late. I was waiting to hear from someone I invited on, who said that she's going to be a little late. That's why I was waiting for to see if she actually got the the link. Sorry, I couldn't think of the words. But on that note, I'm going to say hello to the chat. I know Chuck Finley was first and Latino Slant was second, but I cannot see those comments because I had to refresh everything because my Wi-Fi signal went in and out. So I'm sorry, but I do know that Chuck, you were first. I did see your comments. And next up is Orange Hat Reviews. I was falling asleep when I saw the notification for this upcoming stream. Talk about the body getting the wake-up call it needs. How are we all? I am doing very well. I'm basically in my last, I guess, official week of classes, but I'm not officially done with this semester until about December thereabouts. I think the last official day is December 14th, but I end a little bit before that. So basically, after this coming week, I just have basically papers to write, a simulation to do, since I can't observe a teacher now because of this whole bullshit situation that's going on, and a final paper for one of the classes. So that's all I have. So basically, just busy work. So Trey Courtney, what up? I had to approve some of your comments. Hopefully, at some point, some mods come into the chat so they can help me out a little bit, since I can't go back and forth from this to the stream. Sunny and Brave Megatron pulled my bad boys out just for you. Thank you so much, my most trusted Decepticon lieutenant. Thank you so much. And we're gonna get into some news. Apparently, Last of Us Part 2 swept the nominations for the Game Awards. Wonder Woman news that just came out not too long ago this evening, and when my guest comes on, we were going to talk about the Justice League trailer that came out. You know, the one that's supposed to only show about 4 minutes of additional footage. You know, that trailer. So we're going to be talking about that. Maybe some other topics. We'll see where we go. I'm not going to be on for too long because the Gaming with Geeks live stream on Twitch, the Warzone Wednesday, happens in about an hour, a little less than an hour and a half right now. So there it is. Latino Slant. We are going to come up. I know you're gonna do it to surprise Strong 3PO, but we gotta come up with another word. See if he's 0 for. I think he's like 0 for 2 now. Let's see if we can make it 0 for 3. And these are the comments I had to approve. Basically, the Google Monitor, Arrow Nirvana. I don't think this is the first time I'm seeing you in the chat. Good evening. Thank you so much for showing up. And this is another one I had to approve. So yes, basically fuck the Google mod. So it is what it is. Yes, always late, but I was waiting to hear back from someone who's going to be jumping in. And speaking of, Daniel, do you want to come in? Unfortunately, it's a situation for you where you were kind of, I guess, in a way, forced to take vacation days because of the lockdown happening for you guys. But I can shoot you the link if you want to stop in. Just let me know in the chat. 4 minutes is all Lethal needs to get off, and it takes that long. He says he only needs 2 to disappoint a woman, so. QP Malik, thank you for stopping by. Tim F, good evening. Steven, hey Mara. Hello, everyone. Chuck Finley, yes, I did see your comments. I was able to highlight it because of the whole refreshing situation. Yep, see. All I need to get is an Elgato and a new gaming chair, and I can basically go full Twitch thoughts. Sister Hera for a $2 super sticker. Let me open up YouTube Studio so I can see that. I apologize. I can't wait for StreamYards to get off its ass and allow us to go see that through the actual chat. And it is a pair saying, hey, you. Thank you, Sister Harrow. Always a good supporter of the channel and other channels, so very much appreciated, and enjoy your Twitter posts whenever I can catch them, because of notifications are pretty much ass-ho at the moment for me on Twitter. Go figure. Pod Racing Palpatine, winner of Boonta Eve Classic. Hello there. Good evening. Jeremy Swiggs, I wish Lethal was here for the in and out comment. Unfortunately, he's not here. YetiCast. Hey, everyone. Hey, YetiCast. Yeah, Google bots are trash. They are. I will shoot you the link, Daniel. Just give me 1 minute if you want to stop in. With cat headphones, yes. Why did you have to approve? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Google bots are assho. Old Dice Clay was shooting one stroke, yes. Subhuman, hello, good evening. Pastor G, nice headphones, yes, I'm going. I'm like 1/3 of the way of going full Twitch thoughts, and I got these, so almost there. Almost there. Phil TMNT, OMG, it is Queen. Thank you so much, Shade Shadow. You look so amazing. Stealing a virtual hug. Thank you so much. I think, the one more. Zach reads, hello, all my Ewoks. I got banned from an eThought stream today for saying a Trump joke on stream. Libs can't handle the orange. Well, apparently they can't. They honestly can't. Thank you so much, Subhuman. So I'm going to hold on 1 second. Then I will get back into the swing of the news I'm going to cover. Like I said, talk about Naughty Dog. Sweeping the nominations for the gaming awards. I can't afford these don't light up. I can't afford the ones that light up right now because, like I said, I have to kind of not exactly pinch pennies, but I have to watch what I'm spending because about mid-January it'll be due. I have to plunk down $1,200 for my school before the teaching program because I'm going to be student teaching, and part of that's going to be hopefully abroad. So there it is. So basically, yeah, I have to watch how much I spend. So I got these in the meantime until like I said, I can't afford new ones. But before that will be the Elgato and the new gaming chair, hopefully. So we'll see where it goes. Am I simping for Mara? Yes, do I credit? Hell no. Thank you so much. Well, I think until my guest shows up, I think we'll just go over real fast the Game Awards news. And we all know how my feelings are for The Last of Us Part 2. Even though I haven't played the game, my feelings towards Naughty Dog are well known. So basically, why do they have those big ads at the top? So basically, Game Awards 2020 nominations: The Last of Us Part 2, Hades, and Ghost of Tsushima lead the field. And I'm hearing that The Last of Us Part 2 has the most right now. So let's go into this. Sorry. Real fast. So this year's nominees for the fan-voted Game Awards taking place December 10th, which incidentally is my last official day, have been announced with a trio of buzzy titles leading the pack. Okay, what happened to journalism? I'm sorry. What happened to journalism? Like, who uses the word buzzy in what's supposed to be actual, like, genuine journalism? Brian Juarez, hi Mara, sorry I can't stay. I have a project due tomorrow. No worries, do not worry. Get on that project. Get it done as soon as possible so you're not up late doing it. I have pulled late nights, and I know how much of a pain in the ass that is. And yes, Dave Myers, basically fuck Naughty Dog. So basically, since I know I modded Lost Jedi, if he's still in the chat, put some fucking dogs in the chat. If he has to approve them, then say fuck Google bots, pretty much. But going back to the article, Naughty Dog's The Last of Us Part 2 scored 10 nominations, including Game of the Year, Game Directing, Art Directing, Narrative, and Performance for voice actors Ashley Johnson and Laura Bailey. So basically, Abby Smash and Ellie, who got shafted in the game. The studio's action-adventure game debuted this summer for the PlayStation 4. So nothing against the voice actresses. It's just, I don't know. See the word narrative in there. See the word narrative. Oh my, because let's face it, there really was no actual story. There really was no actual story. It was just a basically partly self-insert for Neil Druckmann in a way, and then partly because he was influenced and moved and changed by Anita Sarkeesian's feminist frequency, and he realized he was almost making, not with this game in particular, but he was almost making sexist games, and he can't have that. He can't do that. No, there's no sexism allowed in game. Basically, in their minds, what constitutes sexism is basically women with big boobs. I have said countless times on live streams, on videos, that my main in Soul Calibur, when I played it, and if I ever play it again, is Ivy. It's always Ivy. I've loved that character. She is not exactly tiny where it counts. I don't care. I really do not care. But it would not. Games like that, yes, they're still going to be made today. Yes, they're going to still be played today, but then they're going to be the ire of feminists because of how the women look. And here I am, a gamer who happens to be a woman, and I'm basically telling them to go fuck off. I want to play the game. So yes. Fuck Naughty Dog. Fuck Naughty Dog. Real journalism is and has been dead since social media. Pretty much agree. Tim F. Fuck Naughty Dog. Latino Slant. Great phones. Girl, thanks for being a good sport. Moo head ass. I love it. I love it. The Elites. Good evening. Trash of us. Pretty much. Black Ops Cold War is better than Last of Us 2. And speaking of Black Ops Cold War, I'm kind of waiting until the next pay I get from YouTube for my channel, which should be either this Friday, if not this Friday, then definitely by next Monday, because I'm not sure if it'll come over the weekend. But I'm going to use it, break down, and get Black Ops Cold War. Maybe stream it, we'll see. But speaking of Black Ops Cold War, Drunk 3PO was playing that earlier today. And if you watched him yesterday during the campaign, not much has changed. These awards giving a crap game nominations only reinforce what will happen when the Oscars roll around with Cuties. They will get the nomination and they will win. Fuck Naughty Dog and Cuties too. Well, we'll see. We'll see how the Oscars go, because there's really has been no real releases that would make the Oscars. But then again, because there's 2020 has been a special year. Who knows? Birds of Prey could get nominated at this point. Pretty much. Let me scroll by. Okay. Who has a problem with big boobs? Well, Anita Sarkeesian apparently does, because apparently the actress playing Bo-Katan, who voiced Bo-Katan on the Clone Wars and in Rebels, had armor that fitted around her boobs. So apparently Anita Sarkeesian has a problem with that. Didn't Druckmann include a sex scene between Abby and his self-insert character? That was creepy. That character, no. Not that character. That scene itself was creepy and cringe as fuck. And I would hazard to say laughable, only because they start getting pretty much hot. If you remember the scene, I'm not going to bring that scene up on the screen at all. But if anybody remembers the scene, they start getting hot and heavy, and then the guy immediately turns Abby around as if he can only have sex with her from behind, so he can't see her face. Pretty much. But no, that wasn't the guy. It was what was the character's name? It was a guy. It was another character with a man bun. Pretty much. He'd like a word with them, yes. Good evening, Eric. Thank you for stopping by. Linear story games should be exempt from Game of the Year awards. I mean, I agree to an extent, but at the same time, if the story is well thought out, well written, and so forth, I think that it could be nominated. The Last of Us Part 2, that story was no. I mean, basically, it's supposed to be a revenge tale, but then at the same time, slap the gamer, saying you're a shit person if you want to get revenge, because you basically gotta forgive Abby at the end. Not exactly tiny word counts. Words more. Yes, yes. Mujeres. We gotta get that trending. Let's see. Ghost of Tsushima and surprisingly Black Ops Cold War are my games of the year because I doubt Cyberpunk will release this year. We'll see, but even if it releases this year, it's not going to get nominated because it's going to be literally released on the day that the event happens, pretty much. Honestly, I don't like Cold War, plus a lot of bugs, problems, and disconnects. I think sometimes people having issues, especially when like you're playing online. I think so. I don't know if they're going to correct it with the servers. So I have you on first.
Oh no. Hi everyone.
Hello, hello,
This is
Daniel.
this is my first ever stream, so if I do something wrong, please don't hate me.
No, don't know. I'm just
Sorry,
gonna
I
lord
just
it
cut in.
over the full Aussie that I have you on a live stream first. I'm just gonna lord
Yeah,
it
no,
over.
they've been pestering me and pestering me and pestering me, but I've always been in bed on my phone, so yeah. This is so embarrassing,
And
though.
yeah, and unfortunately, to those in the chat, this is Daniel James, one of like the awesome Aussies I've gotten to know. He basically I don't want to say recommended, but like through you, I watched Kath and Kim and got used to Aussie slang pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty bad, actually. Sorry if I'm going quiet or anything. Yeah.
Pretty bad, but it's like
it's addictive.
Yeah, it was kind of like. I mean, I love that type of humor, but I equated kind of watching a train wreck in slow motion. You can't look away.
It's almost like the cringe factor of like Tiger King, but scripted.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like you have to keep watching because it's so cringy. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Like keep going. I'm listening. Unless you want to. Chat,
I was gonna say, like you are able to come on, unfortunately, because the cases spiked by 5,000% with like 22 cases in South Australia.
Yeah.
So you got
0 overnight.
Yeah. So you South Australia lockdown, and so basically your boss was gracious enough to say basically just take your vacation days. It's like pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, he nearly asked me to work until midnight last night. But I was like, no, I'm gonna go home.
No, that's where you like pretend to work, and like that's where like, you make typing sounds.
Yeah. Although at 4:30, so I knock off at 5, and at 4:30 he went and got a beer from the fridge. So I think he knocked off at 4:30. Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, I won't tell if you don't. So pretty much.
It's very common for employees and bosses to drink alcohol at work.
Oh no! I mean, like if he knocked off work early, if he like left before he said like
no, I left
before he said that. But what do you think of this? I'm not exactly going to go into the full article, but like your thoughts on gaming nominations.
Well, we know that they're just going to be clapping themselves on the back here, don't
you? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They don't really take the public consideration into account. They're just like, oh, we want this game to win, so put it in this category and give it some awards. And oh, look, it won these awards.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, like surprise! It's actually a loved game, even though it like dropped 80% after the first week in sales.
Yeah.
So,
sorry,
but have you played? I mean, I have to replay Ghost of Tsushima to get the new Game Plus mode. But have you played that game at all?
I'm not really a gamer. I mean, I play some PC games, but I'm not a hardcore gamer like everyone else. A lot of my friends are, so I hear about a lot of games through them. But yeah, I've never been a gamer. I like The Sims, SimCities, the construction games. I love them.
I was going to tell you. I was going to tell you last night in the chat, like the closest thing I came to like the type of work you do is playing the Sims game. I would just basically go in and create the homes, and then get bored playing with the characters and just go and create another home. Because that's like the part I loved in the game is designing.
The motherload cheat is the best thing.
Oh, I love.
Give yourself all that money.
Yeah.
I used to make myself an eye candy player, build a huge mansion, and have pool parties.
There you go. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Use the motherload cheat. Loved it. Loved it. I think so. I gotta say, like, some new people popped into the chat. I want to say hello to them.
Yeah.
Zakarot 315. Howdy. Good evening. Yes, love in the chat for Daniel. Thank you so much.
Hi all.
Jade Shadow, you and Nerdy first to get the t-shirts. Thank you so much. Yes, hashtag mujeres, as Strong 3PO pronounced it. Open airlock policy, good evening. Royal Farmland has better connectivity than most in the U.S. I would agree, pretty much.
I'm in a city of 15,000 now, so although it is very isolated.
We upgraded the internet, and it still gives us a little bit of issues. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on with Verizon.
Australian.
Jeremy 5, Russia approved. Good evening. And I think I said hello to everyone who popped in. If I missed you, I'm sorry. And a $5 super chat from Lost Jedi 22. Put Daniel full screen so we can get an F Victoria clip. All right. All right, hold on. I'm going to put you full screen, so here we go.
Fuck Victoria. Is that all?
Awesome. Clip that. Clip that. All right.
That was embarrassing.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect. This is it. I'm not going to go into this. This is basically just a list of the games, but basically falls in line with what we've sensed, and that is, well, he just left.
I'm here. I was just saying if you guys can see the ocean in the background.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was on the game website. I was scrolling through, so I didn't see it. But I am. Oh God, I am jealous of you. I mean, I'm not exactly a beach person, but just being close to one.
Yeah, no, it's literally just it's
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
There, you see it?
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous.
In 3 different directions: south, east, and west. The ocean. 20 minutes in 3 directions.
Hey Tugs, yes. Going Twitch thought right tonight. I'm wearing pink. Pink for Wednesdays. On Wednesdays we wear pink. I like them beaches. So I'm gonna stop sharing this screen. So, like I said, I just want to touch on that real fast. Until the other guest comes on, because that basically broke earlier today. And then another thing that came up not right before I went live, but close to it, and that is the rumor was going around that this could happen, and now I guess apparently officially Warner Bros. Came out and made this Wonder Woman 94 to debut both on HBO Max and in theaters at the same time. Which I don't think it's going to necessarily bode well. Now, me personally, I'm going to see it in theaters. But I feel like most people are going to wait. Testing your camera.
Sorry? Yeah, I'm just trying to get the lighting back. I'm listening.
So sorry. But having it air on HBO Max at the same time, I feel like most people are going to just say, you know what, I have the subscription already to HBO Max. Especially families. Why even go to the theater? So I know part of the reason why they're doing it is because they can't guarantee the theaters and most cities will be open. Basically, cough cough California, pretty much at this point. But I don't know. It's going to be probably go the route of Tenet if they do this. No, like I said, I'm going to see it in theaters when it does, whenever it does premiere. As of now, it's still coming out December 25th. So
we've had theatres open in South Australia almost the entire time, probably since about June or July, and they've had no movies to show, so they've been showing all the old ones. Obviously they're shut now, but yeah, they would have loved to have been able to show this, I guess.
Well, it's saying here that internationally, where HBO Max is not available, Wonder Woman will premiere in cinemas 1 week earlier. So I don't know if that'll be for you guys as well.
If we're open.
Yeah. So you
Rhino might get it.
Yeah. Oh God. Lost Jedi. If you're still in the chat, I'm hoping you clip that because I want that to play on my channel. Mikey Gussler, when does it release? Well, it's basically here in the States, it'll release on Christmas Day in theaters and on HBO Max, basically that same day. Internationally, where HBO Max is unavailable, they said December 16th, so about a week, little over a week earlier than the December 25th date. So I'm not sure how they're going to do it. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. Like I said, this news like literally just broke about, I say 2 hours ago, if that. And here's a quote from Warner Brothers, and it's, as we navigate these unprecedented times, we've had to be innovative in keeping our businesses moving forward while continuing to serve our fans. This is an amazing film that really comes to life on the big screen, and working with our partners in the exhibition community, we will provide that option to consumers in the U.S. where theaters are open. We realize that a lot of consumers can't go back to the movies due to the pandemic, so we also want to give them the option to see Wonder Woman 1984 via our HBO Max platform. So let's see. Wonder Woman 1984 was expected to be one of the biggest movies of the year and had potential to surpass $1 billion in ticket sales, while not anymore. If the movie is not entirely unexpected, so there that. So they're basically what Steph and I covered not too long ago of the possibility. $5 super chat from Latino Slant. Jade, I'm a new fan of yours. Love your candor. Guest on the Slant soon. Hail. Maybe possibly soon. Give me at least a couple weeks, like I said, because I'm not officially done until December 10th, and then after that, my schedule will open up a little bit. So remind me. Okay, working on it. Pretty much. So yeah, you want to sign up for HBO Max, just use a friend's password, pretty much. You're alienating a ton of people, pretty much. It's a pirate's life for me, pretty much. People are going to do that. Michael Brent, I still wish that we didn't have to wait for Animaniacs reboot. Now they're planning on doing a Tiny Toon Adventures reboot. I mean, I'm going to give them a chance. It's been years since I've seen them. I won't say. Oh, speaking of the devil.
Hey, Rhino.
Hey, Rhino, look who I have on my live stream. I got Daniel first. All right. So,
sorry if that offended anyone.
So, were you? I mean, I've basically been honest. I'm going in with high reservations for Wonder Woman 1984. Are you anticipating this movie still? Were you planning on seeing it?
I don't know. All this negative publicity is really turning me off the movie. Like I liked the first one, and I was looking forward to this one, but I don't know. I'm kind of peeved off with everything about it now. Which,
yeah. I mean,
I'm not like a huge DC fan, but I have enjoyed the movies, and I did enjoy the first one.
Yeah, I don't think at least like granted these movies unlike the MCU, and like I don't want MCU stands in the chat coming at me, but I feel like the MCU movies you could watch them easily without knowing too much from the comic books. Like they gravitate ways away from the comic book material, so it's not like you will be lost necessarily if you haven't read them. Whereas the DC movies are a bit more, I don't want to say reliant, but like faithful to more like the comic books. So I think like that's why some people are like, part of the reason why some people can't get into them necessarily, not like forgetting like how they feel about Zack Snyder and like the DCEU in general. I think it's like that's one of the reasons for that. But I feel like the Wonder Woman movies, you don't need to know too much like in depth from our comic books. So that's what I enjoyed about them. Like you could watch them. Like the first one. Yeah.
Everyone knows the backstory and the story of Wonder Woman.
Yeah, pretty much. So you're not exactly going to be lost with these movies. Same with Shazam, not exactly going to be lost. Aquaman, not exactly going to be lost. Like if you don't read or know anything from the comics. So with Justice League, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah,
So all the movie around.
yeah, he likes me, but he likes me more, Rhino. Thank you so much, Lost Jedi. I'm adding that to my clips on YouTube.
Oh no.
No,
Oh,
you're.
no.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I really shouldn't.
It
I
is
really
beautiful.
shouldn't be starting with the Victoria hate right now. Considering
I'm
my
not gonna.
state, but
I'll hold off a little bit. But I'll add it to my clips on YouTube. So
nah, I
it'll be
really
like
don't mind, honestly.
it'll be special for Raging Rhino whenever he comes.
Well, I've already said a couple of negative things about Victoria this morning on Twitter, so
I'm like, yeah. What the hell?
what the hell?
What the hell?
It's me. It's who I am.
But what was I gonna say? But yeah, but like it's like it doesn't help that with the situation with Pedro and the rumors surrounding it that like it was basically going to be an indictment on Trump, this and that, and I don't put much faith in rumors. That's why I'm waiting to go see the movie. Just like with Birds of Prey, you remember the media campaign around that? It's like the marketing campaign was like it's going to be a woke fest, identity politics. It's going to tackle misogyny, things like that. And I went and saw the movie, and its biggest sin was it was boring as shit.
It was boring. Me and a mate, my mate is more of a normie than I am. We started watching it on whatever streaming service he has. We got probably 20 minutes, half an hour in, and we're like, let's put something else on. And I think we watched a movie from the 80s or the 90s instead.
Yeah.
Never a fail.
Yeah. You really weren't missing much. And like it's basically how do you make a Harley Quinn movie boring? How do you make a Harley Quinn? Like that's what I thought. But I gave it a chance. I'm going to give Wonder Woman 84 a chance. Could the rumors be true? Yes, they could be true. They could be like entirely true. That Pedro's character Maxwell Lord, even though he's not like this in the comic strips, is going to be like a Trump light in the movie. I have no idea.
Skinny Trump.
The only thing I can say for sure is character. Biggest sin was Cassandra Cain. I'm talking about like plot wise. Biggest sin, like if it wasn't that it was woke, it was that it was like boring as hell. Was Cheetah's design like that? I can definitively say going in, just seeing what I've seen, I'm like I'm gonna hate it. I'm going to hate it. Just seeing what I'm saying. That's the only thing I can say for certain. That I don't like. Stunning Brave Megatron, not really interested. I don't think they'll get Cheetah right. Well, they haven't so far, from what I've seen. Which is the only thing I was somewhat interested in seeing out of this movie. Would prefer the story in modern times. I think they kind of, as much as I enjoyed the first Wonder Woman, I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot by setting it in World War I. Because you had that huge time gap, and then you have that line in BVS where she says, like, oh, how does she word it? Like that she hasn't really used her powers or something like that.
And now she's going back in the 80s and
using them. So there's kind of like conflicting there. So I think like what I would have changed about the first Wonder Woman movie is that not introduce Steve Trevor then. I know people think of Wonder Woman, they automatically connect her with Steve Trevor. But I would have picked maybe like just a mentor character or something like that, guiding her through and helping her realize basically like what it is about humanity, like the flaws, the imperfections, the strengths, the weaknesses, and so forth, and then introduce Steve Trevor here in the second movie. It would have been more believable than the potential leaks have him coming back. Let's just put it that way. So.
Yep. And the death of the mentor figure at the end of the first movie would have given her a reason not to want to help humanity until the 80s.
Yeah.
More so than
I think
like Steve Trevor.
Yeah. That's the only thing really that I would have changed from the first one is taking out the Steve Trevor character. But oh my god, he's trying to kiss up because I was harassing him on Twitch today. Thank you so much. Thank you. And Yes,
Oh,
play it,
drunk.
Rhino. Now I did see your comment, Rhino. If you're still in the chat,
Let's see this.
so
I
yeah,
hate
let's
myself.
see
I
this.
hate myself on camera.
Oh, you're fine. God, you're fine. No, don't worry. You're
Even this.
good. You look good.
Alright.
You look good. Let me make sure that
Everything's backwards too.
there it is. All right, let me see if I can. Okay. Let me share. How do I do this without revealing my messages? I don't want to do that. What messages I'm part of?
See our spicy DMs. I think I've got the lighting right now. Sorry about all the camera movement before, people. So I'm just trying to get this all set up
Okay.
correctly.
All right, here it is, folks.
Oh god.
Oh, where'd it go? Damn it! I went back to the stream. There you go. And
Hate my voice.
stop that. So there it is. I'm going to. I figured I would do that. So I hope you saw that. I hope you saw that, Rhino. It's going in my video clips. Judging our magazine with Lethal is putting the emoji. Yes, he's a member, so he's like, I can't get rid of him. So the guy who rates me as a 5. Yes. Come on.
Mainly because you talk a lot.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, you're probably pretty nice in person, drunk, but all I hear is the yap, 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 yap.
He likes basically Daniel likes a strong, silent type.
Quiet. Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Preferably with bull gag.
Daniel looks surprisingly normal for a South Australian. I don't know what they're supposed to look like, or that's
I'm
supposed
only 3/4 South Australian.
only 3/4. What's the other
See if
quarter?
anyone can guess. Yeah, see if anyone can guess where the other. I think I've told somebody on chat before, so
Well, it wasn't me.
not Victorian though. Fuck Victoria. Might be worse than Victoria, to be honest.
Well, worse than Victoria would be Queensland, wouldn't it? Because if it's not it.
No, I can't see the chat, so I don't know if people are guessing anything. Hang on.
No, no one's really guessing it.
According to Jafar.
Tasmania.
Indeed.
Oh, quarter Tasmania, huh?
I've got a scar here somewhere.
Well, yeah.
Tasmanians have 2 heads, apparently.
Well, that's true. Better than Victoria. Better than Victoria. Besides, it was probably Victorians escaping to South Australia with the goof.
It was somebody that came into South Australia from either overseas or interstate and went to a hotel. And then somebody at the hotel got it, then was working at a pizza shop and infected 15 of their family members and everyone that went to the pizza shop.
Wow. That's all I can say. Okay, I'm back. What did I miss? Well, I don't know where. Well, you missed this sexiness right here. But we were talking about Wonder Woman 1984 releasing in both theaters and HBO Max the same day here in the States. So basically, I'm going to see it in theaters, so you have that option depending on where you live. Or if you have HBO Max subscription and you don't feel like going to the theaters, you have that option. For those internationally, God, not mine.
Mars. Actually, I have a question.
Yep.
You DC fans might know. Why is it Wonder Woman 1984? Is there some sort of Orwellian reference here? Has anyone?
It could be. It could be. I never really thought of that. I know that it was. Not like could be that.
Has anyone even discussed
that?
It's
like we were kind of like right in the middle of the Cold War then. Reagan was
why not 1983 or 1985?
Yeah.
That's all I thought. It's like, why 1984? There's a famous book called 1984.
yeah.
Is it going to have something to do with that, or they're not telling us? But yeah, sorry, keep going.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it could very well, but like in a way, like not exactly not exactly. I don't want to say pro 19. When I say pro 1984, I mean it's like the social commentary behind 1984 is not going to be in the movie. It's going to be as a way, basically saying capitalism is bad. I think if they do that route, but.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't know. I mean, like the 1980s. I don't want to say it was like all about greed, but it was sort of about opulence and sort of basically affluence and things like that. So, right in the middle of the Cold War, Reagan was going campaigning for his second term. All that fun stuff, pretty much right there. So I guess maybe just felt like put it right smack dab in the middle there, and it happened to connect with 1984. But Patty Jenkins hasn't come out and said anything like that, so I can't say for sure. Other than they wanted to set it in the 80s because of the 80s style, the big hair, the makeup.
80s are cool at the moment.
Yeah. It basically 80s is trending now, and I'm like, as I granted I was a little girl in the 80s, but I lived through the 80s, and I'm like looking at some of the styles. I'm like, dear fucking Christ, why do you want to bring that back?
The big hair.
Yeah, but I could live with the big hair. It's the shoulder pads. I'm like, don't bring shoulder pads back for women. We don't maybe Abbies want to look like linebackers, but I don't want to look like a linebacker when I'm in my normal clothes. That's one thing I'm glad that the 80s got rid of. After the 80s got rid of, is shoulder pads in women's suits and sweaters and things like that. If they have a Terminator reference, I'm down. Well, I mean, for all I know, there could be how some movies will have like the It movie had the marquee in the one scene, and you saw Nightmare on Elm Street, I think, on it. Things like that. They could have something like that, like a movie theater marquee with the Terminator name on it. If they were to do that, that would be my guess. Mom jeans, yes. Mom jeans. Got rid of those. If you don't know what those are, I shook those up. Mom jeans.
I'm an 80s baby, but I didn't live through the 80s.
Yeah. Okay, I do this for a reason.
It's horrible. Horrible reason.
So, alright. So we covered Wonder Woman, we covered Last of Us Part 2, getting most nominations to include Game of the Year award. HAIC. So let's just go real fast. The new trailer that came out, I'm not going to play the trailer necessarily, but Zack Snyder EFAP'd his own trailer for Justice League to include the new scenes, and some of them included Steppenwolf. Where is there? All right. I'm not going to go into necessarily the entirety of this article, but I watched it with Lethal Lightning. I don't know if you caught any of that. But, sorry, my phone.
Not me.
My phone. But Zack Snyder at one point, when he was talking about the design for Steppenwolf, gave the reason that it was changed is because Warner Brothers thought it was too scary. The original design they thought was too alien, too scary, and so forth. They didn't want to release it in theater. So I want to ask you, since you're not a big DC guy.
Yep. Sorry, I freeze every time I check the YouTube.
It's okay. Does this scare you?
No. It looks freaky, but I can see why some people would love that and it would scare them. It doesn't scare me, no. But it looks weird. It looks creepy.
Would give, especially if they changed it from this to this.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah.
Is that the correct thing? Is that the thing that I should be saying, or?
No, I'm saying, your impression, the like you look at the
Yeah.
first picture, and that's what it was changed to in Justice League.
So the one we're looking at right now is the old one or the new one?
And then the one we're looking at right now is the new one. That was the one that when they changed. This is I'll scroll back up.
Yep.
This is going to be what we see in the Justice League movie coming out.
Yep. That looks creepy.
This is Zack Snyder's vision.
Yeah,
yes.
That looks creepy. Doesn't scare me.
And when Joss Whedon came in, they changed it to this.
That looks like something from a 90s TV show.
It pretty much does, like one of those made for TV sci-fi like channel movies.
Yeah.
Pretty much here. I see nothing that activates the fear centers in my brain. Yeah, so I decided to go with the rip-off design. Yeah, Thor rip-off design, pretty much. Edward Morris, long time no see. Good evening. Thank you for stopping by. So, yeah, so basically he e-fapped his own trailer. And this is one of the things he talked about. The Steppenwolf redesign, as well as, are there any other pictures in here?
I mean, it does look
no.
cool. There's a lot more thought put into the new one.
So what I could
honestly,
do is
I was just going to say, I honestly didn't know which was the new one, which was the old one. But the one with more detail does look better.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That was the one that would have been in Zack Snyder's. Well, it's going to be in Zack Snyder's movie when he releases it. But if he hadn't been pushed away from the project initially,
fit him in 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, only 4 minutes of footage. So what I can do is I can bring up the trailer, but I'm not gonna play it with sound, but just like so you can see some of like the new images. It's in black and white. So,
you don't do that for me, but if the chat wants to see it, yeah.
So, hold on, real fast. I'm gonna find it.
Does no one else want to come in while I'm here, Mara?
No, I sent the link to someone, but she says she's gonna be late. So.
Not the one that screams my name.
Let me make sure that I'm bringing up the right one. Before I open it.
It's pretty warm here today. It would be a lovely day to go to the beach, to be honest.
Making me jealous.
I'm keeping the conversation going. Well, I can't go to the beach anyway.
Okay. Let me share my screen. I'm going to do it without sound. And just like go through so people can see it. I don't want to get claimed.
Yeah. Don't do that.
All right. Everyone can see that. It's good. All right. Here it is. I'm not singing Hallelujah, people, so don't ask that in the chat. So these right here were in the original teaser. This right here, I'm gonna stop it real fast. Is apparently, well, I'll take that back. This is apparently Artemis's arrow that Diana is going to find. Apparently has a clue pertaining to Darkseid. I'm not singing it, the Senate. I saw you. Good evening. So I think that's going to be like implied that the I don't know if you remember Justice League from like 3 years ago, but like there was a battle scene. It's like part of like what's called the history lesson. I think that's implied that happens. Yeah, that happens early on before the gods go to war with each other, like with Ares and everything, which is tied to the Wonder Woman movie. So if we see that battle, it's going to be like well before the events that Ares talks about in Wonder Woman. That's the implication. And this right here, like I said, is Artemis's arrow. So that's Superman. And So like the original trailer, all I saw was Bruce looking at him,
Damn.
and this is a different shot. You see Cyberwar watching kids playing football in the street, so that's a different shot.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like Anna. That's Star Wars girl.
Now I'm going to give Ezra Miller a chance. Oh, look who showed up.
He's a DRCK though. Hey, Steph. I'm gone. Bye.
Daniel!
We got him first. We got him first before the full Aussie.
Ladies.
Yep.
How you going?
Yep. Hey,
yeah, I got nothing
Steph.
else to do.
Hi. How
I'm just
are
playing
you?
the-
How's lockdown?
Mhm.
Oh, it's good. It's a day off. Yeah, I'm in the house alone. Still good.
Mhm.
Look at Daniel.
Now everyone has a proper face to the name, obviously. Well,
Yep.
I did face reveal in Lethal's birthday video, but nobody knew who I was until I took the mask off.
I did.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I sent you the video.
But your video was classic.
Oh, it was so good.
Your video
I
was
had a
classic.
Trump mask somewhere. I couldn't find it. I had an old man mask somewhere. Couldn't find it, and I had that penis mask, and I'm like, I've got to use this. So yeah,
That was a legit penis mask.
yeah, it was. But it didn't look like I did it.
Oh my god, that makes it so much
Literally what it
better.
was. I don't know what I bought it for. I think I bought it for a joke for somebody's birthday party or something.
Well, do you want to sing Hallelujah?
I don't know the lyrics. I don't remember the lyrics on the internet.
Because I'm playing the trailer without sound. I'm playing this trailer without sound, so I don't get claimed.
Oh, yeah.
Hallelujah.
There you go.
Hallelujah.
There you go.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I love this. Look at that skull. Look at that skull there. Zack Snyder was saying on the stream yesterday that he has like a statue of a
they
miniature
made
statue.
A miniature one.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I finally saw this.
Damn, that's
You did?
a pose.
They
I
covered
love
that.
that.
They covered that skull in Justice League.
Did they really?
like that.
I don't
Yeah.
seen it in forever. They covered it up. God, that's so
They covered it.
lame. That's so
Yeah,
lame. But then they
So you said you
thought that skull was too scary. So, ooh, it's gold.
Oh, Yeah. But you finally saw the Zack Snyder where he's like breaking down his trailer, or okay.
Yeah, he
So-
dropped his own trailer.
Oh yeah, I love that. So like Steppenwolf was too scary, and he was cagey when he talked about the Flash,
He was what?
and he was cagey when he talked about the Flash. Like he wouldn't talk about anything just about regarding the Flash. The only thing he talked about
Yeah.
was like how he would have loved to have gone in depth with like the whole like the relationship between him and his father. Yep.
Yeah, and he was hoping that that gets explored more.
That looks cool.
Mhm.
That pose looks cool. That shot looks cool.
It does look.
Yeah,
I
when
love
Steph
that.
and I do our fangirls break-in of Zack Snyder's residence, like out of fanboys, we're gonna steal the black books he uses, and I'm gonna steal that miniature statue.
Yeah, I say Steph, that is a buff man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at he gained a lot of muscle. There you go, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
For Batfleck or for my singing?
That's what?
I'll say for your
For Batfleck or for my singing, I said.
Oh. For your singing.
Batfleck
For
is
your
10
singing.
out of 10.
and this might be the Martian Manhunter scene.
Mhm. He does talk about the bubble, doesn't he?
Yeah, he talked about the bubble, and like the reason why they did that is because of like the water you can't like talk in your vocal cords. You can't talk underwater, so they create air bubbles around them so you can understand. So Aquaman can understand what they're saying.
Yeah, didn't
Makes
he say that like that he's gonna show that in this movie how he can't
Yeah, I
understand
think
them?
he did. Yeah, he did. Like
Right.
like the reason behind it. So when you see that, that's the reasoning behind it. That's what he's talking about. And there's Uxas right there, little mini dark side, and Assad. That's like what Snoke should have looked like.
Snoke shouldn't have existed.
Well, he shouldn't have existed, yeah, but he should, at the very least, should not have looked like he stepped out of 1970s Hugh Hefner's mansion. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, and that shot of Superman. That was in the original trailer. There's a little bit more to this scene. I mean, like we see like different shots. So, and the Parademon's getting wrecked by the Batmobile, Hippolyta. This was not in the first trailer.
Is that sound coming from Steph or myself?
Well, what?
Oh, I thought I could hear some echoes. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or not. All good.
Okay. So Hippolyta, like we're gonna see her protecting. Here's the mother box right there. Going after Steppenwolf, and speaking of Steppenwolf, there it is. What Warner Brothers thought would be too scary?
Is he freezing?
I don't know.
I'm freezing. I'm freezing every time I go to YouTube.
Oh. YouTube is assho. Let's put it that way.
But your duck face is beautiful, Steph.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was really cagey for like this scene. Like he basically got to this, and he was like about it. So we have no idea what's going on.
Next James Bond.
Oh, that looks like what I was mentioning earlier, Daniel. Like that battle, like the history lesson.
Yeah, because in
right
the original, there was Green Lantern in that battle scene, wasn't there?
There were Green Lanterns there. Yes, there were Green Lanterns because you saw the ring. And this is Atlanteans right here. So we're gonna see like a little bit of their powers before we see Aquaman, I assume, or I don't know. I'm not sure what this battle is gonna be shown in the movie, but those are the Atlanteans right there. That scene that was in the original trailer for Justice League before Joss Whedon came in, where Cyborg saves that cop and says you should move. That was in the original trailer. That was cut.
That's going to upset the lefties, isn't it?
Yep. There's Flash. And this shot,
cool.
the Fox bat. There it is. And Flash saying like he's fought countless other entities and defeated them. He hasn't faced us, not us united. So there it is.
Where'd Steph go?
She said, I'm going to leave and come back later. I keep going in and out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So no worries.
I just seen it.
So, but there it is. So even without sound, what did you think of it?
That looks cool. That has some cool shots. Because I haven't seen Justice League. I can't remember a lot from it though. I remember the end battle, and I've heard that's completely different to what Zack Snyder is going to do anyway. So
yeah. Like
one thing.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
One thing I absolutely adore about the Justice League movie that I hope they're going to keep in, but I don't think they're going to, is the 1989 Batman thing.
Well, we'll see.
When they meet on the roof.
Yeah, we'll see.
Still-
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. But yeah, if they kept that, that would be the one thing that I would allow them to keep. I don't know if he will, because I don't know if that was like
I don't think it was his
part
idea.
of his,
Yeah.
influence, like Snyder's influence, or if it was Whedon's influence, basically. But if they take it out, we at least have the consolation of knowing that Michael Keaton's coming back as Batman for the Flash movie. He'll be shown in the Flash movie as basically old man Bruce Wayne, 1989 multiverse. So,
Yeah.
so we at least have that consolation. But it would be nice, if they kept that theme. But yes, isn't scary a good thing for movie villains? You would think we're not supposed to exactly root for Steppenwolf, but we can think he looks cool as hell.
Yeah, he's not scary, but he's a little bit creepy looking.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
I personally don't like metallic things.
Yeah.
Like that.
In action, he'd be scary. Like him, Darkseid, and Desaad are.
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea, I mean, I'm pretty sure you've seen Infinity War and Endgame with Thanos. A little brief comic lesson. Thanos was Marvel's answer to Darkseid. Darkseid came first.
Thanos isn't scary at all.
No, but Darkseid, like Thanos snapped his
Yeah,
fingers and
yeah.
wiped out like 50% of the population. Darkseid would come in and basically say your planet's fucked. That's like what Darkseid would do. Like 99% of the planet's population would be decimated. That's Darkseid's capability. That's him, Steppenwolf's, and Desaad is kind of his name comes from the Marquis de Sade, so that gives you an idea of what his personality is going to be like.
Yeah.
He is scary, yes, and to be honest, because of the snap. But at the same time, like I said, he snapped only 50% of the population away, and I'm not saying that as like, oh, it's like trivial. 50% of the population got dusted, but like I said, Darkseid comes in and 99% would get dusted.
Yeah.
Like he has no qualms. Like he'll turn. Like you saw that shot of Here, I'll go back to the. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen again. Like that's. This shot right here. This is what it would do. See, like the decimation? Like that's what he would do. Like nothing would be left. That's the level of scary the Darkseid is. And like I said, Thanos was Marvel's answer to it because Darkseid proved popular, and so they had to have their own big bad, and thus Thanos was born. So Darkseid came first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for Steph to come back. I don't know how long she's gonna be because I want to start wrapping it up in the next 10 minutes or so. To give people time to go to the Gaming with Geek stream on Twitch. It's Warzone Wednesday. So I think what will I bring up in the meantime, real fast, while waiting for her? Oh, this. This is just an FYI for people. I don't know if this is ever going to happen. But apparently Zack Snyder still wants to make a Dark Knight Returns movie. Because I don't know if you've read The Dark Knight Returns, but there was a lot of inspiration in BVS from Dark Knight Returns. If you haven't read it, I would highly recommend doing so. I know you're not exactly a big comics guy, but it's very good. It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And is it different to the movie, The Dark Knight?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This is This is like Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight is different from this. I'll try to see if I can get like a site that gives you a little bit an idea of what it is. But it's here, right here. It says The Dark Knight Returns tells the story of a Batman who's been retired for years but is called back into action by a crisis in Gotham. Grizzled, massive, and brutal, Batman faces off with a variety of threats, including a roided-up street gang called the Mutants and a Joker who has found himself freed from Arkham. Pretty much. There is a scene, and I'm going to go back into the look at the chat. So correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Green Arrow is in Dark Knight Returns as well, and he's like one-armed. Like Green Arrow is probably of like the DC characters one of the like most picked on, I guess, for one of a better way of putting it, because
It's like the
kinda
Hawkeye of DC.
yeah, it's like all like based basically like all he does is shoots arrows, kind of like Hawkeye sort of situation. But he is a basically badass in Dark Knight Returns. Like he's one armed, like he's holding his bow and like shooting and like hitting his targets with just one arm. He is okay. I was remembering. Okay. Sorry, and cancel culture. You have the link though, and it'll be in your history. So even when I enlist it, you'll be able to go back in and watch what we talked about.
No, I'm going to be on the internet forever.
Yes. Oh my God. The horror. But like I said, I highly recommend you doing so. It is a very good. It's a very good story. Like it's what was I gonna say? I got interrupted by someone. Like this is like basically Batman, like old man Batman. Like he's like this, like that song where he goes like retired for years, and then he has to like put the suit back on. And this is a Batman. That's why it's like you see the inspiration from this in BVS with Ben Affleck's portrayal of Batman. Like it's like grizzled. He's been at it for years, sort of a situation, and he's basically has to put the suit back on and basically kick ass, pretty much. So, but there it is. Well, I'm gonna see if Steph messaged me, because I don't know if she's. I don't want to just like end it. No, she hasn't.
We only got the satisfaction of Steph for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna give her until a little after 9:40, then we start wrapping up. I hope her internet's. Sorry, I gotta go. I gotta end it. Snyder. I don't think Snyder could beat the animated Dark Knight Returns. He probably. Yes, I'd say as much as I love Zack Snyder, he probably couldn't. But I'm willing to give him a chance. We saw what happened with the Joker movie, and if he did this, it would be a standalone, so it wouldn't be connected to anything in the DCEU, much like the Joker movie is. So where is it? I saw a tweet recently like Snyder needs to stop reading Dark Knight Returns. He needs to read another Batman comic. Like I said, The Illusion, because like there's a lot of inspiration in the DCEU, particularly with BVS. Let's see, is there anything else? So here it is, just to give you an idea. The elements of the Dark Knight Returns can be seen throughout the BVS. The most obvious example is a heavy armored costume. But arguably more key to the actual story of the movie is the way the talking heads on TV and popular culture help to shape the way the citizens of Metropolis and Gotham City think of their superheroes. Because like a lot of it happens in Dark Knight Returns, Dark Knight Returns, particularly when it comes to the Joker. So yeah, there it is. So I'd be willing to give it a chance. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen. But if you're unable to read the book and cancel culture, it's like the cartoon, the animated telling of it, well worth it. And it's some of the creepiest parts, I think, in it. Because the story itself is pretty damn creepy in some instances. But there it goes. I think I'm going to start wrapping up here because there were other things I was going to possibly talk about, to include why the female Bond is the most important character. Why the new 007 is the most important character, but I'm just going to...
Is there a female Bond now? Is there a new Bond movie coming out?
Yep, there is. I'll share it real fast.
No
Time to Die.
I'm a huge Bond fan, and I do not want to go see this movie.
Yeah.
Got massive Bond fan.
Yeah, No Time to Die. Yeah. And I love how, like, when this movie came out and the title was revealed as No Time to Die, and the memes were coming out as, like, Perfect Time to Die, because they were saying
Well, I love the campiness and the gadgets and the extravagant sets of Bond. That's what Bond is. And Daniel Craig's Bonds don't have this, so I've never been a fan of Daniel Craig's Bond. They're way too real. They're just another Bourne movie. And now they're even doing this, and yeah. I think Mission Impossible is the new Bond, to be honest, and I hate Tom Cruise. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, it really is closer. like comparing those to the Daniel Craig movies, yeah, they're probably like more closer to what you would expect in a Bond movie. than what the Daniel Craig movies have been. I arguably enjoyed Casino Royale. It's supposed to be kind of like where Bond becomes Bond of Daniel Craig's character.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I'm saying but from there it kind of I could take them or leave them at this point. I
Yeah.
really could.
Yeah.
For me, Bond will always be Sean Connery. Like that's my Bond. That's like the first one I grew up with. I'm not saying that I don't like the other ones, but he's my favorite. Only because it's like the first movie I watched was You Only Live Twice. It's like the first Bond movie I ever watched.
Yeah. So that's got a cool setting inside a volcano.
Yeah.
Like, that's so unrealistic. I love Moonraker because it's in space. I love That's Why He Loved Me because it's got that underwater city, Atlantis moving base.
Mm-hmm.
The Roger Moore ones are probably my favorite ones just because of the outrageous settings and vehicles and the submarine car and all that. But yeah, when you want to go for a cool James Bond focused story, yeah, the Sean Connery ones are the better ones.
Mm-hmm. And like I do enjoy the Pierce Brosnan Bonds. Like I think I love GoldenEye, but I think I enjoyed Tomorrow Never Dies more. I don't know if it's because I saw it in theaters over GoldenEye, but like that was like the one I saw in theaters. Or the Pierce Brosnan ones.
Yeah. See, GoldenEye is realistic, but it's also got a crazy plot with an underwater, when it is underwater, satellite control base that is hidden, and it's realistic, but it's also out of the world crazy. Yeah.
So, and then you had, was it The World Never Dies or something like that? That's more
Tomorrow Never Dies. Tomorrow Never Dies.
No, it's Tomorrow Never Dies, but like what's the one?
The World Is Not Enough. The World Is Not Enough.
The World Is Not Enough. Yes, that's the one with what's her name, Christmas Jones or something like that.
Mr. Jones, yeah. So that's all right, but it's starting to get that little bit too realistic and boring, but it's still entertaining enough to be okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like he was good. Let's see. I don't recall ever seeing any of the Timothy Dalton ones.
I enjoy them. They're like Pierce Brosnan ones. They're very similar to Pierce Brosnan ones. They're very similar to License to Kill. I don't like because I find it way too graphic. I just think it's a bit too brutal and bloody for a James Bond movie. But the other one, oh no, I have to hand in my James Bond card right now. I can't remember what it's called, but it's very similar to GoldenEye in feeling, I think. Even though it's a bit more realistic. Oh God, what's it called? Chat must know. Come on, chat.
It's chat. Help Daniel out. This is the best.
Oh no, this is so bad. I'm so embarrassed because I pride myself on my James Bond knowledge, but I can't think of what the movie's called. No, I've got a complete blank. Like you can say, what scene is this movie from, and I'll name the movie straight away. But now I can't think of what this movie's called.
Oh God, it happens. It happens. God, it happens to me all the time. Like I'll know a movie. Oh, come on, Blake. No, I want to see him suffer.
Oh, nobody's saying it yet. Oh, Lazenby. Oh, that's. It's not bad. It's a little bit long.
He was only in like one Bond movie, wasn't he? George
and then they went back to Sean Connery after that because they're like, apparently Lazenby wasn't even a good actor. He just bullshit his way through the casting process.
Yeah, I could kind of tell with the movie, but
yeah. Oh, that's like a embarrassing Australia fact. So the one Australian Bond. I have to look up the name of this freaking James Bond movie now.
Yeah, that one, the Lazenby one had Diana Rigg and Telly Savalas.
Oh, Diana Rigg. Rest in peace. What is the Living Daylights?
Okay. All right. Yeah, it was a Bond with Kojak. Yes.
I'm
Secret Service. Yeah. So
Sorry.
I was like highlighting it, like that was the George Lazenby one, Her Majesty's Secret Service.
That's all right, but yeah, it's so long. It's hard to keep focus on it.
Mm-hmm. I think come from James Bond was awesome.
Austin Powers.
I love the scenes. Speaking of Austin Powers, I love the scenes where, like, he's putting them in this like elaborate, giving them this elaborate death, and he's shutting the doors, and then says, "What's he say? Like, I'm going to shut the doors and assume everything goes to plan, or something like that." After Scott Evil says, "Why don't you just shoot them?"
Mm. I've been watching them so long.
Yeah. My parents, I wouldn't exactly say are fans of the Austin Power movies, but they loved the interactions between Scott Evil and Dr. Evil, especially that scene where he's like, I have a gun in my room. I'll just go get it. We'll shoot them.
Just your average American teenager.
Yeah, pretty much. They love those scenes. But I guess Steph is not coming back, so
I'm sad.
I'm gonna wrap. Let me see if I can message her real fast.
Steph, don't you want to come on stream with me?
I'll give her 2 minutes, and then I gotta start wrapping up, so that way people will have a chance to start like migrating over to Twitch for the Gaming with Geeks Warzone Wednesday stream.
Fair enough.
Closing some of these. So yeah, but here's just gonna go into this article of like why this is Latasha Lynch is supposed to be technically the new Bond. I'm not sure how that's going to
new
work.
007,
Yeah. So here it is. Where do they talk about her? A young, fresh agent in the 00 program, Nomi, made a strong first impression in No Time to Die's trailers, proving herself a formidable spy with a witty retort always at the ready. All right, I don't know what trailers they were watching, but okay. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, down here. Needless to say, the James Bond franchise hasn't always been a bastion of cinematic feminism. In the classic movies, it wasn't unusual to see a butt pat, a face slap, or a condescending remark, scenes that prove uncomfortable viewing in 2020. Well, I'm a woman. I'm watching these butt pats, these face slaps, these condescending remarks, and I'm still sitting here going, "Yeah, I want to sleep with James Bond."
Sean Connery grabbed his female co-stars like pretty aggressively. It's like, and then forced himself. It's like it is a little bit like, wow, you couldn't do that today, but yeah.
But like, you still like. I mean, me personally would still like want to be a Bond girl. Like, I don't see why that's such an issue with feminists. Like nowadays, it's Bond girl. Okay, what? Like, so what?
What would your Bond girl name be?
I'd probably go with my Twitch name or something like that. It's like Jade Fire or something like that.
Fair enough.
So I mean, I'd have to really think. Yeah, I'd have to really think. I don't think I could come up with like one like right here on the spot on stream.
Chat, make some suggestions. Oh, this is going to be embarrassing, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, I don't even remember from the trailer either. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what trailer they were watching, but I was like, I don't remember this from the trailer. Let's see. While the culture of the era is at least partially to blame, James Bond has largely restricted his female characters to stereotypical roles, whether that be the femme fatale, the bookish secretary, or the damsel in distress. I mean, who does... Look, I'm sorry. I grew up watching classic movies, and you still loved the femme fatale character. You still loved them. They were the women that you knew the men like should not at all be interacting with, because there's like nothing good can come of it. But you still love them. So I'm like, why is that a problem?
The very second James Bond movie, From Russia with Love, had what's her name, Rosa Klebb, strong female. The third one had Pussy Galore, strong female.
I'm saying I don't know what movies they're watching where like they're coming up with this like pretty much shit take. It is all I can say right now. So they go into, let's see, Daniel Craig era rebooted the entire Bond formula, including the depiction of a female characters, blah blah blah. So
they're boring though and forgettable.
yeah, they are pretty much.
Yeah.
Long-standing Bond custodian Barbara Broccoli, I guess that's her actual name, has stated her intention to create a new substantial roles for women within the James Bond world, as well as acknowledge that Bond's attitude towards women must move with the times. Well, fuck off, Barbara.
Her father, Cubby Broccoli, was the guy behind the original James Bond movies, like the old ones. Mm-hmm. So she's taken over from her father.
Yeah. Well.
But, yeah.
That apple, should not have gone to her. Should not have gone to her.
Well, she wasn't too bad because I think she took over in like the 80s or 90s, so she still did James Bond movies, but now she's, I think, getting influence from somewhere else, and someone's poisoned the well.
It looks to be that way, especially if she thinks he must move with the times, and the times are pretty much Me Too era right now, so it doesn't work with James Bond. It doesn't work with James Bond. Why different? Yeah, I'm not. I can't go into this article. I'll get pissed off more and more.
Isn't that the point?
That is the point. But Michelle Yeoh, I loved her character in Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Strong character. Basically, kicked ass. Just about the entire movie.
She kicked James Bond's ass.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know where these people I'm not talking about Barbara necessarily, but like the people who are making these asinine claims about not toxic masculinity, but like the sexism or like whatever from the James Bond movies. I'm like, where are you getting those? Like, where are you get? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I feel like she's had words spoken to her from the production companies or
not just her, but I'm talking how the feminists that screech about like these movies, and I'm like, can you just let us enjoy these movies, please? Do you have to bitch about everything? CC Cauliflower was busy fast. All right. So on that note, it's about 5 minutes to 10. I'm going to let everybody sort of segue over to the Gaming with Geek stream on Twitch. Steph has a message back, so I don't know if her internet is basically just went kaput on her. So I'll try to get in touch with her after the stream and see, because I'm planning on maybe streaming again tomorrow rather than do a video, just because this is the time of year where not school is one thing, but it's basically pre-Thanksgiving prep. So, which includes helping my dad paints certain parts of the house like twice a year, and this is the time of year that I get to help do that. Yes, I get to help paint. I know how to paint walls, so yay me.
Oh no, it's just like you paint 2 times a year. Is that what you said? It just sounded weird.
That's what my dad does. I know that whenever I'm able to when I finally get a teaching job and I'm able to afford my own place, move back out, I'm gonna be like, your color's good for 5 years. Let's go with that. I'm not gonna paint twice a year like my dad does, but I get to help with that because he wants the walls to look nice for the guests to come on Thanksgiving.
Internal or external?
Internal. God, I'm not. God knows I'm
dedicated.
Yeah.
All the furniture you have to cover or move out just to paint a room.
Yeah. That's where it's like a pain. Like the prep, basically the prep work prior to painting is like the pain in the ass part of it. Because when you paint, it's quick, relatively quick. It's the moving of the furniture and putting drop cloth down and things like that takes all the time. And I just no. So I get to help with that tomorrow. So I'm thinking about doing another live stream possibly tomorrow evening. Talk about whatever, maybe EFAP a video. We'll see, because I don't have to get up that early on Friday, so we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So I want to thank Daniel for coming on. I'm still going to lord it over Lethal Lightning, Raging Rhino, and Lyndon.
I am keen to join the Forwazi at some stage with those boys, but Yeah, it's just like I'm always in bed on my phone, so yeah, it's difficult.
Oh well, they're the ones that pick the time, so basically it's on
I know,
them.
but they pick the time for you, stupid Americans.
Okay,
Sorry if I'm not
sure.
trying to offend anyone.
Oh no, that's fine. I want to start. I mean, I'm not one for petitions, but I really want to start one to end daylight savings time. Like keep it at you guys are like 13 and a half hours ahead of us, and like Rhino and Lyndon are 12 hours ahead of us. That was like perfect, like just about perfect, because that way you guys don't have to stay up late. We don't have to get up that early and things like that. It was just like probably the. But then you fell forward, we fell back.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna spring back, and we're gonna spring forward. So it's like
Time zones in Australia are also weird because there's 3 hours difference between me and the state to our west.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
as soon as you cross that border, 3 hours, no, 2.5. And then to Lyndon and Rhino, it's half an hour. They're half an hour ahead. But because South Australia, which is where Letha and I are, is so big, it's slightly bigger than Texas. It actually is. It's so wide that the people in the far west, if we don't have daylight savings time, then they're waking up at like pitch black, in in the morning, and they get
I didn't know about that. That's very interesting. I didn't know about that time difference. I knew about the half an hour time difference, but 3 hours. Damn.
Yeah, I think it's 2.5.
2.5, yeah.
Yeah,
But still,
2.5. So Perth and Western Australia and South Australia is 2.5 hours difference. And then the eastern states have like half an hour, and then I think Queensland has a different one, so it can be like an hour and a half different. And
I mean, I want to come there, but your country's all kind of screwed up with time zones. Damn.
yeah.
So,
especially since everything's made in the eastern states, so they get live TV half an hour early. And
oh, no, that's fine. So I was going to say, like, basically wrapping it up here so people can head over to Warzone Wednesday. And I want to thank Daniel for coming on, giving his input on the Wonder Woman movie, Zack Snyder's Justice League, the crap going on with the James Bond movie that he has no intention of seeing because it just, yeah, it pretty much does. It pretty much does. And how basically Naughty Dog is asshole, fuck Naughty Dog, Last of Us Part 2 can go to hell, pretty much. So, good night, everyone. I will see you all tomorrow. Like I said, possibly another live stream, might be an EFAP one. Who knows? And I'm sure there are gems out there on YouTube that we can roast, like I did the other one. So, good night, take care, and I'll see you all later.
See you, everyone.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.